Hey, I'm Aaron. Welcome back to Cheap Wax Chronicles. Today we're opening up a box from 1993 of a brand that had a little bit of an identity crisis throughout pretty much its entire run back in the 90s and early 2000s. This is 1993 Studio. Studio was launched in 1991 as a complement to the Donruss brand. It had metallic maroon borders, and then the 92 series had golden borders. This year, along with Leaf, they moved to full bleed photos, full color front and back, and then also gold foil embossing on the cards. And that left Donruss and Triple Play as the only brands in the Leaf stable in 1993 to not have any sort of full bleed / foil printing in the base set. Of course, Triple Play and Donruss both had Diamond Kings and Gallery of Stars inserts. There's also Spirit of the Game for Donruss. Long ball leaders. Triple Play had Phenoms, which is also a cool insert. I believe there was a Kenny Lofton in 92. 93, I don't remember what the inserts were for that one. 93 Studio actually comes with a Frank Thomas subset that also 93 Leaf came with, which is also pretty interesting, so hopefully get some of that. But personally, I love these cards. You're going to see as they come out, you're going to have the full bleed color photos with that team patch, as you can see with Orion Sandberg right here. And then you have a rainbow foil embossed facsimile signature that really sets the card off. I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful card. I'm really anxious to break into them. Let's take a look and see what we got. Apologies for the camera shaking. So we have 36 packs in this box. I believe it's 12 cards per pack. As you can see, it's your typical foil of the time period. So I guess you wouldn't say this is cheap wax. It's probably mid-range foil, but that's the way it goes. Got 9 cards. And we'll set aside about half these packs, and we'll go ahead and open them and see what they look like. And we'll set these aside. And we'll take a look and see what they look like. So there aren't technically any rookies in this set, but there are some pretty nice cards from Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Derek Jeter in this set. So right off the bat, who is that? Roberto Alomar. I didn't even recognize that signature. But again, look at that gorgeous Blue Jays insignia they have there, and that rainbow foil autograph with the rainbow foil studio. That is just something else. Moises Alou. That's a great Dante Bichette. Pat Borders. Stotts Cooper. I didn't recognize that guy forever. And then, of course, you got Jimmy Key, Randy Johnson. That's a great one. And then this is one of the cards that I actually wanted to pull the most out of this. Is that Dave Winfield. He only played with the Twins for a couple years. He came back to do his 3,000th hit, basically. Play for his hometown team, and this is one of the only cards that actually features him in a Twins uniform. But again, just look at that rainbow foil autograph. You have the rainbow foil studio icon up in the top right corner, and the way that embossment comes from the hat is just amazing to me. And then you have the half portrait there with a little bio. These are just gorgeous base cards. I mean, the set's again not going to be worth a whole lot because this is, cheap wax, but look at those cards. That is just something else. That's a great card. I love that Dave Winfield. Mitch Williams, the Wild Thing. Set that aside for my good buddy. Didn't recognize that guy. That's Edgar Martinez. I did not recognize him. Look at that. Usually you just see him with a mustache. That's also a good one. We have Franco. Well, yep. And then Tim Salmon. This is one of the other big ones from this set. Tim Salmon, and I believe that JT Snow is also in this set. So this is one of the better cards from here. But again, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous cards. I'm so excited about this set. You have no idea. Pack number dos. Kelly Eldred, Mike Mussina as an Oriole. That's another great one. Have that one set aside. The Roger Clemens, Sid Bream. And then you have Jose Canseco. I did not recognize that autograph right at the top either. Nice Pedro Munoz. Kurt Manwaring. I wouldn't have recognized that autograph if I hadn't seen it before. Kevin McReynolds would not recognize. Kurt Schilling as a Philly. That's a really good card to have. Set that one aside for one of my buddies. We got Howard Johnson. Another Dante Bichette. And then you have Paul Molitor. No, that's not. I'm sorry. It's Ed Sprague. See, I'm really bad with these 90s guys. They all sort of blend together after a little while. Pack 3. Look at that gorgeous Atlantic Tomahawk A. Otis Nixon, the portable DVD champion of the world. Jay Bell, Tom Pagnozzi, Orlando Merced. That's a pretty typical mid-90s pull. You have Danny Starr. Yeah, that's Ray Langford. A couple of Marlins right off the bat. So you have Jeff Conine. And then you have, who is that? That is Walt Weiss. Interesting. Pulled out of the expansion draft from the A's, I believe. And then you have Tom Glavine. Set that one aside. Paul O'Neill. And I believe that he was a rookie in 91, 92, I think it was. Royce Clayton, Alice Burks, Alex Cole. And Alex Cole was a Twin in 1994 during the strike season. Set those guys aside. Pack number 4. Now, if you're looking to venture out on eBay and find one of these in the secondary, they're pretty easy to find. I bought this box for, I think it was $35 shipped. So again, this is not really cheap wax. This is more of the mid-range foil. But again, that's not really a grabby title, is it? So you got to kind of stick with the cheap wax theme. Got a little Marines action. And did not recognize Wes Chamberlain off the top of my head. Willie Wilson, and is that John Crook? I believe it is. Set that one aside. B.J. Surhoff, I believe he was a rookie that year too. One of the problems with these cards, and this is endemic of a lot of the cards that came out of this era that were these full bleed sort of photo quality cards, is that they stick together if they've been in the box too long a little bit. Stadium Club was notorious for this, and they still are, actually. If you go and buy a box of 2020 Stadium Club, you probably will have issues with the cards sticking together a little bit because of that the photosensitive coating they use. Mike Devereaux, John Franco, other half of the unrelated Francos, Pat Listash, a rookie that year. No, actually, it was a second-year card. He was a rookie in 92. See, there you sort of heard those two cards sticking together. I pulled them apart right there. Greg Jeffries, and you have Alfredo Griffin. No, that's Will Cordero, I'm sorry. And then Jay Buhner, the Bone. Randy Milligan. I'm really looking forward to the Frank Thomas out of this series. And one of the other cards that's actually kind of interesting out of this one is going to be Steve Avery. Because, you know, he's a pitcher, obviously, but they show him in a batting helmet. So you have Alomar again. There's another Moises Alou. The third Dante Bichette of the box. Got a little Pat Borders action, so we're seeing some repeats now. And Scott Cooper again. So I think we've seen all these guys now. Yep, there's Jimmy Key again. You got another Randy Johnson. Winfield will set aside. Not a Wild Thing. Edgar Martinez. And Mark Grace. I don't think we saw that one right the first time around, did we? Maybe we did. And then, God, what are we, pack 5 now? And these just smell like mid-90s cards. I mean, it's hard to explain, but yeah, I mean, the way some of these cards, they definitely have a distinct smell. So here is what I'm talking about. So you have these cards that you can actually, I don't know if you can actually hear the cards coming apart. I'll crack open another pack in a little bit and we'll try to replicate that. Well, Vizcaíno and Don Slott. Little Greg Maddux action. Billy Hatcher. That was a guy who sort of made the rounds. I'm pretty sure he played with all 26 teams at the time that his career was sort of at its crux. Then you have little Jody Davis action. And then there is another one of the Bone. That's an interesting one. Paul Sorrento, who was drafted by the Twins and played for them for about a year and a half. Ken Caminiti, who unfortunately passed away way before his time. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Ken Griffey Jr., we'll hold on to that guy. Got Darren Dalton. And Travis Fryman. Some of these guys I can't tell from their faces. I look at the autograph and I think I know who they are. These packs are a little tough to get into sometimes. Alright, Chad Curtis. Sandy Alomar. It's an ornate but not very readable autograph. And this one I can't really read either. Rob Deere, the famous all field, all power, no average scrub of the 80s and 90s. Oops. Pete Harnish. And there is your Barry Larkin. Interesting, I didn't know Polonian had a card in this set. The Doc. Why am I not recognizing some of these guys? Spike Owen. Of course, you can't mistake Ricky Henderson. There's Robbie Thompson. Another John Franco. And everybody's favorite Brett Saberhagen. Everybody's favorite Brett Saberhagen. So I'm surprised we haven't seen any inserts yet. You can see on the back of this pack here, so it talks about the exclusive Frank Thomas collection. And this actually went across all of the premium products of this time period. So you had it across Studio, you had it across Leaf. One of the weirdest checklists I've ever seen in my life. Your Sheffield, that's an interesting one. Brian Harper with the old away sleeve patch in that one. Joe Girardi in a Rockies uniform. I forgot he played for the Rockies. Willie McGee and Mike Devereaux? Nope. Mike Greenwell. That's an amazing autograph. John Wetland. World Series hero of 96 with the Yankees. Mark McGuire. And again, because I don't see, he doesn't have the big beard there. He doesn't have the big fire beard. His neck also isn't 47 inches wide. So it's hard to recognize him in that card. Charlie Hayes. Tony Fernandez. Spike Owen again. And Bo Knows. And then there's a little bit of a kink in that corner there at the bottom. But still, a nice, gorgeous Black Sox emblem with that rainbow autograph. Those are just gorgeous cards. Open a couple more packs here and I'll let you guys get back to your night. With the hobby the way it's been going right now with flippers going in and sort of buying everything out, it's been a little frustrating for a lot of the set collectors because you can't go to a store and buy good bulk quantities of anything anymore because everybody's buying up all the blasters and trying to flip them on eBay. This is what I was talking about with these cards. So you can tell here the cards are not aligned, but they're stuck unaligned as I pulled them out of the pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, you can actually hear the cracking as I bend them and separate the cards here. Alright, so you got, is that Jose Rio? Yep, sure is. Scott Sanderson. Yeah, I'm getting better at this. Button Shop Don Mattingly. You got, is that Chili Davis? It sure is. I'm getting better. Gerald Clark. Scott Service. Oh, Greg Swindell. Oh, there goes my perfect record net. The Crime Dog McGriff is a Padre before he moved south and played with the Braves for a little while. You got Delano DeShields, Sr. Craig Biggio, that's a nice card to have too. And then you got Darryl Strawberry, Ron Gant, and Lenny Nails Dykstra. Looking cool with those sunglasses there, guy. Hope they're serving you well in prison for your securities fraud. Brett Butler and some stock cards that are stuck together. Here, let's see if we can get this audio here. Oh, not quite. Charlie Huff, I believe he was the first pick by the Marlins in the expansion draft of that year. Jim Abbott, I just watched the footage of his no-hitter, I believe yesterday on YouTube. Just an incredible story about that guy. And he actually came close a few times to pitching a no-hitter before he finally pitched his no-hitter in '93. And you got Harold Baines again, Carlos Baerga. Another great Rocky autograph in Andres Galarraga. And you got, who we got here? Rick Wilkins. That's a name I don't recognize. Frankie V, Sweet Music. A little Mo Vaughn action. Tony Gwynn, the elder statesman of the Padres. Orestes Destrada. Never forget that name. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation of that name, but you never forget that name. And then, of course, Mark Whitten. Don't forget that name either. So we're about a quarter of the way through this. We have not seen one Frank Thomas insert, so I'm hoping that will come up. I also haven't seen a Frank Thomas base yet. Stuck together cards. There you go. So you got Brady Anderson. There's Mike Pagliulo, as we were talking about in another video where he was a Padre and now a Twin in that. And of course you have Mr. Tony Phillips, as I was also talking about in another video, recognizing him as a Tiger versus anything else. Junior Felix, didn't recognize that one off the top of my head. And there's your Paul Molitor. That's a very, very typical Paul Molitor card. But again, you know, just a really, really classic signature. That one's actually a little bit dull. But there you go. So he's got the thick stroke. And look at how that glistens with that rainbow foil. That's just a really beautiful card. Terry Steinbach, another Minnesota boy. Al Martin. Derek May, didn't recognize that one on the top of it. There's another Ron Gant. That card is stuck together. And there is our first Frank Thomas insert. Oh no, this is actually the Studio Heritage. So this is John Crook, and this is sort of the emblematic of the photos that they would use in the first couple runs of Studio, just that really posed look against your school photo backdrop. Not a bad little card to have. Julio Franco again, Ron Gant again. Really cleaning up in Ron Gant stuff. I love that guy. If I can find a Herbeck to pair with him, that'd be amazing. Alright, Vizcaíno again. And Onslaught. And George Brett. Really odd. I think this is his only representation in any set from 1993 in any of the Donruss Leaf brands. He was not in the Donruss mainline set. He wasn't in the Leaf mainline set. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't in Triple Play either. So that's the only Brett card you're going to find in 93. With him, of course, retiring in 92. Yeah, a nice little side. Full of fun little facts. Billy Hamilton and Jody Reed. I will never get that autograph memorized. Jay Buhner, Paul Sorrento. Caminiti again. Now we're seeing a lot of repeats. Mickey Telton, didn't see that one coming. And then the kid again. Both Mickey Telton and Ken Griffey Jr. were in a movie called Little Big League that was shot in the Twin Cities and featured the Minnesota Twins. And it was a unique movie because it was licensed by MLBPA, and so they actually had like major league players in it. And Griffey and Tettleton appeared and actually only had like a couple of the only speaking lines by players, and it was obviously they weren't really super great actors, but still pretty great athletes. Royce Clayton and Travis Fryman. Well, let's get a couple more packs here and then we'll call it a night. I really want to hit one of these Frank Thomas ones or Frank Thomas base before we call it a night. Chad Curtis. Got another Roberto Alomar. Another Olerud. And then a Bagwell. So we're seeing someone we haven't seen before. Another Ray Langford. Luis Polonia we saw before. And I think we've seen all these guys before. There's another Spike Owen. That's the third one we've seen of him. Ricky Henderson. And I believe that was Robbie Thompson. And Gary DiSarcina. And Brett Saberhagen again. Come on, Big Hurt. Where are you, sir? Let's make this happen. Another of the most egregious checklist here we're going to find. And Gary Sheffield, Brian Harper, Joe Girardi again, Billy McGee. These are all repeats again. Yep, Mike Greenwell, John Wetland, Big Mac, Charlie Hayes, here Dwight Gooden, Lou Whitaker, and Bo Jackson. And that one looks better than the other one we saw. That one's a little more clean. Alright, one more. One more. Otherwise this video's get too long. But you know what? Still not a Jabs family 3.5 hour marathon. Riho And Scott Sanderson, Don Mattingly, another Chili Davis, Gerald Clark, and that is, again, Greg Swindell. I'm not going to get that one in my head. Fred McGriff, and Delano Shields, and Craig Biggio, and Darryl Strawberry. There's another Studio Heritage insert. That one with Mark McGuire this time. That one's actually pretty cool with his shot in the old school Philadelphia Athletics garb. So that's an interesting card as well. And then Mr. Dykstra again. So that's your video for tonight. Fairly interesting series. Not that deep. I believe this series runs about 260 cards. So if you go out and grab your 36 pack box at 12 cards a piece, pretty certain you're going to come up with a set. And I'm not sure what the set's looking for at this point, but it's one of those ones that if you are a junk wax collector and you like the look of cards, this is one of those ones that's going to look gorgeous in a binder. And it's going to be one of those ones you want to pull out and look at more than once or twice a year. So that's about all I got. Hope you like the content. If you have any comments, you can leave them in the comment section below, obviously. If you do like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. And ring that bell so you can make sure we get some notifications sent your way. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe out there, and support your local card shop.